Hello, Ian, Somerset News Network. The trouble I'm having with microphones is unbelievable. So what I've got now is I've got another mic and I've clipped it to the screen. I pray it's going to work. This is going to be a serious one. Why do we wear a poppy? Now I got my wreath up there. Wife went up the village the other day and there was a craft fair and someone was making these Somerset willow and paper poppies. Lovely. Well done, girls, whoever made that. Now, why do we wear a poppy? It's only a little paper flower, but we remember the fallen from the First World War, the Second World War, and other wars. We got the Falklands, we got Iraq and Afghanistan. And there's other conflicts as well. And what happened was, in the First World War, it was commercial warfare, industrial warfare, on a scale we'd never seen before. And it was trench warfare. I'll put photographs here to show you. And it was just a sea of mud in Flanders. And the first flowers that grew were poppies, and they thought it looked like blood. And the poppies were in between the crosses of the gravestones. So to remember the fallen and to raise money for the Royal British Legion that helped veterans after the First World War and after the Second World War, we wear the poppy. We put £1 in or a fiver into the tub and take a poppy. Done it for years. Always done it. For the good work that the Royal British Legion does. It's also working for Help the Heroes. But the cemeteries in France, when you drive down the road in France, and in a field, there'd be loads of gravestones all lined up. Commonwealth war graves, Canadians, Americans, British. Then go down the road a bit further and you have a German one. And then a French one. You know, all the way down the road. And on the 11th of the 11th, we remember the fallen by a 1-minute silence. Everywhere. Used to do it when I was in the civil service. Everybody was just down tools. Well, down pens in the civil service. As a cadet, I was in the ATC. I was in the Scouts before that. Every November, we went to the Armistice Day, Remembrance Day, Sunday service. That was held up at the church. It's only 100 yards there. And there's a war memorial. There's the photograph of it. There's a war memorial there with the names listed of the First World War. And underneath is a plaque for those from the Second World War. And when you go around Wales, you know, it's rural Wales. And you've got a crossroads. And on the crossroads, there's a big war memorial with names on it on 4 sides. You wouldn't have thought that was that many people in Wales. But they all joined up. They all joined the Pals battalions. And they went off to France. You know, so we remember them. The Second World War. We fought in the East against the Japanese. We helped the Australians going up through the islands around the Philippines. My next door neighbour, I didn't know until I was older. My next door neighbour, I thought was just a mechanic. He did electronics on cars, auto electronics. Ever so clever man. And I knew him, and he was sort of my dad's age. Anyway, we're having a chat one day, and he tells me what he did during the war. He was putting up radar stations on the islands that were not taken by the Japanese, so that they could monitor the Japanese shipping. Unbelievable what he did. He worked with the Chindiks as well in Burma. Another bloke that I worked with was given a commission of a captain. He was on the tanks in the First World War as an engineer. He was welding tanks up in the First World War, and watched the Somme at the age of 16 because he was an apprentice engineer, and the Somme was in front of him and the tanks. Then in the Second War he got a commission as captain and was in the Royal Engineers and did the 1,000-mile march in Burma. So we remember them. And all of them went to Armistice Day on the closest Sunday to the 11th of the 11th. Okay. What I'd like to do now is I'm going to get Pat to read 2 poems that were written during the war. I think they just say it all about the war graves and remembering people and the poppies. Pat, take it away.
The Soldier by Rupert Brooke. If I should die, think only this of me, that there's some corner of a foreign field that is forever England. There shall be in that rich earth a richer dust concealed, a dust whom England bore, shaped, made aware, gave once her flowers to love, her ways to roam, a body of England's breathing English air, washed by the rivers, blessed by the sons of home. And think, this heart, all evil shed away, a pulse in eternal mind no less, gives somewhere back the thoughts by England given, her sights and sounds, dreams happy as her day, and laughter learnt of friends and gentleness in the hearts at peace under an English heaven. Written in 1914, published in 1915. In Flanders Fields by Lieutenant Colonel John McCrae. In Flanders Fields the poppies blow, between the crosses, row on row, that mark our place, and in the sky the larks, still bravely singing, fly, scarce heard amid the guns below. We are the dead. Short days ago we lived, felt dawn, saw sunset glow, loved and were loved, and now we lie in Flanders Fields. Take up our quarrel with the foe, to you from failing hands we throw, the torch be yours to hold it high. If you break faith with us who die, we shall not sleep, though poppies grow in Flanders Fields. December 1915.